welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all super well and keeping safe. I thought I would film another everyday makeup routine for you guys because I've mixed things up a little bit with how I do my brows. I've been doing faux freckles lately, which you guys have been loving. So yeah, I thought I would film an everyday makeup tutorial. So let's get going. So first off, I am going to prep my skin with some moisturiser, and I really love the Milk Makeup Vegan moisturiser. It's really hydrating, and yeah, it just leaves my skin feeling super soft. So let's pop some of that on. It smells amazing as well, and it's just like really creamy, and I always love to opt for a creamy concealer. Also, if you hear any weird noises, my dogs are up here and they're sleeping near me, so you might have just heard a snore then. That was Shadow. So yeah, oh, I just literally plaster this all over my face, around my eyes, and yeah, my skin is feeling fresh. And then I take the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer. I love to use a primer, especially when it's hot. I don't tend to use primers that much during winter because I tend to use a lot more moisturiser, and I feel like my makeup does stay on with a moisturiser, but I love to put a primer like on my nose and on my forehead and chin, like my T-zone, just because that's where I sweat a lot in summer, and also now having a fringe, yeah, we want that makeup to stick and not slide off. And I really love this one because I feel like it like blurs some of your pores and it makes your foundation sit really nice on your skin. Then next up, my foundation. I use the Stay Naked foundation, and you can probably tell I really freaking like it. This is like my everyday foundation, and I use shade 30WY. I love this because it's quite thin, like the formula, but it goes on really nicely, and you can actually build it up, which I love, because if you just want like a thin kind of base foundation, this is great to go with, but if you want to build it up, you can, which I think is really good about a foundation, and that's why I like it, just because I tend to like put it all over my face and then I build it up in the areas where I've got blemishes or spots and things like that. So I always take my foundation underneath my chin and down my neck just to blend it in. And then once I've popped my foundation on with a brush, I've used the Lily England F10 brush for that. I then grab a sponge. So I've got this sponge, and this is from Colourpop Cosmetics. They actually do like a pack of 5 with like all different sponges. Some are small, some are like velvety. Yeah, it's a really good pack of sponges actually. I'll pop a link below. I'll pop a link below to all the products that I'm using. And I basically pop some foundation on my sponge and I go under my eyes, as that's an area I really like to focus on because I suffer with redness. And I'll also pop it on my lids. And this is where I build up the foundation. So I kind of focus on my T-zone really, and any blemishes that I've got, and my nose. And this is where I sort of build up my coverage. So yeah, so I lightly go over my whole face with a foundation brush, and then I go in and build up the coverage with a sponge. Then once I'm happy with my foundation, I take my favourite concealer, which is the Born This Way Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. It's super thick, which is why I love it. And I pop a bit on my nose, underneath my eyes, and any blemishes or spots that I've got. And yeah, and then I blend with my sponge. I just absolutely love this concealer because it just lifts up the underneath of my eyes and really covers any blemishes and spots that I've got. So good. Like, loving my base already. And then I pop on a tiny bit more and focus on like my tear trough here, and I just tap with my finger just to kind of cover up the lines that I've got, just because I'm a little bit self-conscious about it. And yeah, I just like to make sure they're all covered up and it's all blended and pressed in underneath my eyes. And I basically do that until I am happy with it. Then to set my under eye and my T-zone in place, I'm going to be taking the Milk Makeup Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder. I've got shade Translucent Light for this. And I just take a brush. It's actually a highlight brush from Zoeva, but it fits really nicely under my eye sockets. And I just dab. And then I kind of brush underneath my eye, just because I've got creases there that I want the powder to get into, just so it's all set and baked. And then I do the same to the other side, and then I do my nose and my forehead, top of my lip and my chin with this powder. And then I take a small sponge and pop on, oh my god, I just blew that, pop on some more of the Milk Makeup powder, and I press underneath my eyes again, literally because I've got quite thick concealer. I want to make sure it's all set and stays in place all day. And oh my god, it literally does. This is my new favourite setting powder for underneath my eyes and my concealer, because honestly, it doesn't budge all day. Before, when I was using different powders, it would never stay in place and it would lift, and then I'd get like patches underneath my eyes and I'd have to top it up throughout the day. But this doesn't budge and I literally don't have to do anything, so it is amazing. I love it. So yeah, literally just do that under my eyes, and that is pretty much my base kind of foundation wise in like one colour. Done. Next it's time to contour. So I'm taking the Shade and Light palette from KVD Beauty, and I love to use the middle shade here, and then I use kind of these lighter shades here, and this is where I just do a powder contour just for everyday kind of makeup. And yeah, literally just focus on my cheekbones, underneath my jaw, and then I contour my nose. What I really like about this palette is that it's just so easy to blend, and I really like the colours as well. Like, I just think it really, really suits my skin tone. Cool, and then I go to my nose. So I just do a quick contour of my nose. I grab a Jolie Beauty brush, which is actually an eye brush, but I like it because it's like angled and quite thin. And I take the same colour that I've contoured my cheeks with, and I will just quickly kind of shape my nose and contour my nose. So I do the end of my nose first, and then I take it up to my brows. And obviously that is super intense right now, so I grab a fluffy brush and I just kind of blend it out. And then I go back in with my brush again and just kind of, I do this a few times just to build it up and blend it out, just until I'm basically happy with how my nose contour is looking. And then I take my sponge that I use for underneath my eyes, and I pop on some of this middle colour here in the KVD Vegan Beauty Shade and Light palette, and I will basically kind of cut in the shape of my nose on the outer part, like so, and then also down the centre, and I will leave that. Then I take the brush that I use for underneath my eye and pop on some of that same colour, and I'll cut out just underneath where I've done my cheek contour, like so. And then I also put on a little bit on my cheekbone. This is quite nice if you don't want to wear highlighter and you want more of like a matte contoured look. This is a great way to do this if you don't want shiny cheeks. And then I pop on a little bit on my forehead. And yeah, and then grab that same brush and I just pat in the powder that I put on the outside of my nose and also down the centre. And then I've actually been loving blush. I have not worn blusher for so long, but I've been loving it. And I really love the e.l.f. Cosmetics blush in Always Rosy. Came in a PR kit, so it's a sample. So I don't think they've actually got all the packaging on it. But yeah, love this colour. And I'm going to pop this onto my cheeks. I like it because it's like really kind of matte. And it just gives a beautiful like red glow to your cheeks. And it's really easy to blend. Like if you go too much, just grab a fluffy brush and just blend it out. I just think it's so beautiful and it just gives a really kind of rosy glow to your cheeks. And I use like a fluffy brush for this. One that fits really nicely on my cheeks. It's actually from Jolie Beauty, number 6. Yeah. So yeah, that is how I apply my blush. And I just really like it. It just gives me a bit of colour. And because I've been having my hair like dyed like sunset colours and like reds and kind of purples, I feel like it just kind of adds to my whole vibe of my hair, having like rosy cheeks. Love it. Then we move on to highlight, and I'm going to be taking the Laura Mercier Face Illuminator in shade Affection. I love this. It is so beautiful and the glow is just unreal. Like, look at that glow already and I've hardly put any on. You just need a little bit of this and it goes a long way. Cute. So I do it to my cheekbones and my nose and then just like my highlight points on my T-zone. But yeah, how beaut is that? Such a gorgeous colour. And I love wearing a highlighter every day. And then we go on to my eyes now. So for my eyes, I'm going to be taking the Urban Decay Perversion Waterproof Fine Point Pen. Love this, obviously, because it's waterproof and it's super, super sharp. The like little felt tip brush nib. So you can get like such a good sharp flick. So for this, I go to the outer corner of my eye. And I go quite angled. Oh my god, that was such a loud snore, Luna. And I kind of drag, I build up a line basically and I keep dragging it inwards. Like so. And then once I've got that line, I then create another line and just drag it straight and then angle towards my eye. Basically. And I try and keep my eye open. Because that's what I want my flick to look like when my eye is open. And then when you close it, you'll have like a really nice shape. But you want it to be angled so when your eye is open, it looks like you have a flick. Cece Clark actually did a tutorial on her TikTok of like feline flicks for hooded eyes. And I've kind of copied her technique. And honestly, I love it. And then I fill that in. And then I take the line across my lid and I take it all the way to the inner corner and then join it up, and then I've got a beaut flick. I love it. Really changes your eye shape when you angle it really upright. Then I'm going to do exactly the same to the other side, and doing this technique, it does actually help make them symmetrical. And there you have it. They are my everyday flicks that I do. Next up, lashes. Love wearing lashes. I basically wear lashes every day now. So I'm taking the Vixen Unicorn Cosmetic lashes. I actually wore these the other day. So nice. And you can wear them I think up to 10 times a pair, which is so good. And I love these because they fit my eye shape so well. I don't know whether you guys saw my Instagram stories, but I actually spoke about these lashes the other day. But yeah, I love them. So nice. And I've tried quite a few of their pairs now, and they all fit my eye shape so well. So that's why I keep going back and wearing more. Right, so I've popped glue on my lashes, and it has dried, so it's gone a bit tacky now. And just gonna pop these on. Like literally, I don't really have to do much. I literally just place them on, and they're already in such a good position. That's what I mean. They like fit my eye shape so well. And the glue that I've used is from a brand called Velour. Where is it? I mean, please ignore my packaging, it's awful because the glue's gone everywhere. Yeah, it's called Velour. I'm not entirely sure if you can buy the glue separately, but if you can, I'll pop a link below. But yeah, I just find them so easy to put on these lashes, just because they stick so well, and then I just get tweezers and make sure it's all stuck down. And yeah, I love these little lashes. I always go for long lashes. But yeah, they just fit my eye shape so well, and I find that they don't like loosen here and stick up during the day, because I find that so annoying about some lashes when they like unstick and they just like flick up, and then you've got like a little bit just like flicking up in the center. Like, I hate that. But yeah, these don't do that, and they fit my eye shape so well, and yeah, I love them. Right, let's move on to my brows. Actually, totally forgot the step before my brows, and it is mascara. So I take the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara, and I just blend my natural lashes into the false lashes, especially on the inner corners, just because I find, I mean, these lashes are not realistic at all, but it just blends my lashes into the false ones. And yeah, just basically do that, and then I pop on a little bit of mascara to the bottom of my lashes. I've really changed up my routine. If I've got, I'll try and find the link to my old everyday makeup tutorial if you fancy watching that and looking at the difference in what I do, because before I would wear like eyeshadow and stuff, but I've not really been putting eyeshadow on. I've just been doing liner and lashes and then mascara. But yeah, before I would put shadow in my crease and stuff, but I don't really do that anymore. So yeah, that's my eyes done, and now my brows. I love Benefit products for brows, like honestly, you can't beat them. So I take the 24-hour brow setter. Now, I don't know whether any of you follow Twee, but Twee posted something on her stories, I think it was a while ago, and she basically showed how to use the brow setter in like a bit of a different way. Before, I would just get it and just brush up my brows, and like they would never really stay up. I've had my brows laminated. I mean, I really desperately need it done again, but obviously we can't because of lockdown. But yeah, obviously when I had my brows laminated, they stick up, but before they would never. So yeah, but anyway, this new technique that Twee showed, you basically put the brow setter on and then you press the hairs down so they stick to your skin, and I'm not even joking, the hairs do not budge at all day, and your brows are on fleek for 24 hours. Like, they don't budge. It's amazing. So all I do is I grab the 24-hour brow setter, I brush my brow hairs down first of all, which feels a little bit weird, and then I brush them up, and I really get that brow gel in my brow hairs. And already, like, they seem pushed up, but not pushed up how I like them, because I love the fluffy brow trend at the moment. Yeah, it's my like new fave thing, because I can now finally have fluffy brows because I had them laminated. So I do that until my brows are coated, and then I basically press my finger down and run it up my brow hair so they stick down. Like so. And honestly, they do not budge. Now you don't have to use your finger for this. You could use the end of a brush. Let me show you. You could just get a brush here and like roll it on the brow hairs, and that will stick them down also. Or another thing I like to do as well, because sometimes when I stick them down they go a bit like stuck together, just to separate them a bit, I grab the Goof Proof Brow Pencil brush end from the Benefit product and just press down and brush through the hairs and then like stick them down with my finger again, just so that they're a little bit fluffier. And yeah, look at the difference in my brows. It just, I don't know, it just lifts them up, it gives them shape, and like I just feel like it shapes my eye better. What do you think? Like it really, really does. It just lifts up my whole face. So yeah, that is what I love to do. So I'm going to do that to the other side. So they are my brow hairs set in place, and they will stay there all day. Then I take the Browsings Pro Palette from Benefit, and I take the Zoeva Wing Liner brush because it's super angled and sharp. And I basically, because my hairs are quite dark, I take the brown dark wax in the centre, add on a little bit of powder, kind of mix between the two, and then I draw hair strokes with the brush. So I basically just add them in and follow my brow, and I focus from kind of starting at the base of my brow and dragging outwards just to create like faux hairs and like hair strokes. And I basically do that to fill out and fluff my brow a little bit more. So that's what my brows end up looking like once they're filled in and fluffed out a little bit more, which I absolutely love. And yeah, that's how I do my eyebrows. And then I'm going to take my Too Faced concealer again. Where have you gone? And I take the Real Techniques 005 brush, just add on a little bit of concealer, and I basically just carve out the underneath of my brow just to kind of highlight my brow bone and just shape the underneath a little bit better. And then I just pat the concealer in, and I just take the tiniest bit to do that with, and do that to the other side. Cute. And basically that is my eye makeup and brows done. And then moving on to my faux freckles, which I know you guys love and probably want to know loads about. So I take the Benefit Brow Styler. Now I use the powder end, and I basically tilt my head back and I shake the powder end onto my face, focusing on my nose, across here, and on my forehead. So I lean back and I just shake very gently, and then I don't know whether you can see, but I get like powder dots all over my face. So we'll do that again, and this time I've worked my way up to my forehead. So basically just keep doing that and shaking the powder onto my face. Cool. So now this is what we have. So if you get any big splodges, don't worry, because the powder is just resting on your face. You can just flick it off with a brush. And then once you're happy with the way it looks, get your finger and literally just press the powder into your skin, and then you will have faux freckles. See? And I just find it looks so natural. This is the most natural technique that I've discovered. I don't even know how I discovered it. I think I just played around one day. And then we can keep shaking if we want more, Or another thing I like to do is actually to get the end of the brow styler and just add in my own little dots, just some larger ones amongst the really kind of freckly small ones. And then I've also got some kind of moles on my face, which I like to draw in because they've been covered up by my foundation. So I add those in, as then it just makes the whole look a bit more natural. And that is how I do my faux freckles. So cute. And then now we need to just finish with a lip. And I have been loving nude lips lately. I don't know whether you guys have noticed. So weird, I just don't tend to wear any colours anymore. It's really interesting seeing how like everyone's makeup kind of transitions over the years of like everyday makeup and what you do and what you like. And like, I never wore blusher before, but I love blusher, and it's obviously to do with the trends and seeing other influencers or other people do makeup, like makeup artists and celebrities. And yeah, definitely heavily influences me without me even realising, I think. But I'm just loving the whole like glam makeup more than all the colourful stuff. Like I love doing colourful eye makeup, but I just love to pair it with a nude lip rather than going all out and clashing with a coloured lip. Like I used to love to do that, but now, yeah, I don't know, it's so weird. I love a nude lip. So I'm going to be taking, yeah, let's take this. I actually love Primark's liquid lipsticks. So I'm going to take the Primark liquid lipstick. It comes in a little set actually. I don't even think it's got a colour on here, which is annoying. Another colour that I love to use though is the Laura Mercier Brun Pale lipstick. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to use that. Let's get rid of the Primark one. Let's use this one because I really love this, and it's a really nice nudie kind of colour for every day. So let's pop that on. I love it. It's like a peachy nude. It's really, really lush. And that is from their Rouge Essential Silky Cream Lipstick range. And then I take the Colourpop Luxe Gloss in shade Just Cuddle. What a cute name. And I love this because, again, it's like this really light peachy nude. And I pop that on top. Oh my god, have any of you seen the TikTok where it's like, and it's like the music and then you like do your lipstick to it? Okay, it's going to sound so weird, but it's on my TikTok if you want to check it out. Do any of you guys follow me on TikTok, by the way? I love it over there. So fun. Right, I think, ouch, just hit my arm. I think that is it. So whenever this happens, look at my fringe, so annoying. So to stop that from happening, well, not really stop it from happening, to fix that, I just grab a little bottle of water. I've got a little water spray. I just spray my fringe. And then I comb it all out of my fingers. And then I just grab my hairdryer and just quickly shape my fringe back into place. It's always handy having a water spray bottle when you are getting ready, like in your dressing room or on your dressing table. If, oh my god, my elbow again. If you have a fringe. So yeah, I literally spray a little bit of water and just restyle my fringe back into place. I feel like it needs a cut again. How's it gone so long all of a sudden? So yeah, cute. And then I totally forgot to put my nose ring in. So sometimes I take my nose ring out when I do my makeup. Sometimes I don't. But I thought I would today. Just so I could show you guys properly my everyday makeup. So yeah, I think I am done. This is my everyday makeup look and routine that I do. And yeah, I hope you guys found this video really, really informative and interesting to see how I do my everyday makeup now, because obviously I've changed quite a few things about my routine. But yeah, this is what I do. I've popped links below to all the products that I've used if you're interested. And yeah, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please ask any questions below about any techniques or products that I used if you want to know anything else. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Peace out. Stay safe and stay well.